I had originally wanted to be an IAS officer only.
I was about to ask you, like your books talk about taking tough decisions and real dilemmas of life.
My message to the youngsters would be, don't scout for short-term happiness.
So what's that one habit you have, like you feel it help you to succeed or to achieve your goals?
You have to be disciplined.
Right. Hello, this is Anushri Bhovre and you are watching Corporate Citizen Conversation. Today, we have a very special guest with us. Meet Mr. Anil Swarup, a retired IAS officer and a former secretary to Government of India, known for leading big reforms in education, health and coal industry. He is an award-winning leader, author of 3 books and a founder of the Nexus of Good movement. So without further ado, let's get started. So welcome to Corporate Citizen Conversation. First things first, like you started a career as an IPS officer and you switched to IAS. So how was that journey and what made you take that step and how did it shape your career?
I had originally wanted to be an IAS officer only. So first year when I appeared in 1979 examination, I did not get the right rank. I was low in the rank and I could not get the IAS. Next year I appeared again, got a better rank and then got into the IAS.
Okay.
So as I said, I basically wanted to become an IAS officer. Not that there is anything wrong with the police service, but it's a personal choice. My choice was to become an IAS officer and I did become one.
Sir, with Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, like you use technology to make health insurance, simple and smart for the poorest of the poor. How did you bring that innovation and technology into the system?
When we were trying to formulate the scheme, I had this in mind that we have to take into account the problems that a poor man faces, because this scheme was meant for poor. So now this poor man, first of all, did not have the money to pay to the hospital in advance and claim from insurance company. So the scheme had to be cashless. The second one was that most of them were illiterate, these poor people. Now, the insurance documents are fine printed and no one has the time to read them. They can't read it. So I had to make it digital. The third was that this person went around the place in search of employment. Most of the government schemes did not allow benefit to be given in districts other than where he belonged, whether it was Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme or PDS, Public Distribution System. In all these, the benefits are available only in the districts where he comes. Here was an issue where that benefit had to be given in another state. So how do you get this portability in? How do you make it cashless? How do you make it paperless? That is where technology came handy. And fortunately, though initially we had a lot of problems, fortunately this technology gradually stabilized and this emerged as arguably the first ever paperless health insurance scheme which was portable.
So good. Sir, at the current time, like many of the businesses, they have this corporate social responsibility, like working towards society. But mostly it is like they want their organization to get benefited. So they, work for social causes. So how can business do real good for society and not just, for show?
First of all, let me correct you a bit. There are a lot of businesses that are doing wonderful work for the society. I know of many of them. I'm interacting with quite a few of them. So it may not be appropriate to say that businesses generally do not benefit the society as whole, but some do. We need to get in touch with them. We need to impress upon them that the purpose of CSR is to benefit the society and not themselves. There are indeed examples where people want to show more than what they are doing. But that's a human nature. It happens everywhere. Every human being wants to show more than what he is. So if some of them are going awry, I think it's best to have a dialogue with them. Tell them that look at the other businesses that are getting a good name. Take, for example, Tata's. Tata's do a lot of social work and it has given them a lot of credibility. People have faith in Tata's because they do genuinely a lot of good work through CSR. And not only Tata's, there are many, many more companies. But as you rightly said, there's some of them who don't do it And we should try and impress upon them that it will not merely benefit the society, it will benefit them also if they benefit the society.
Sir, how can today's youth, stay true to their values and goals, and still chase their big goals, like what they want to be?
People have this erroneous impression that if you have ethical values, then you may not succeed in life.
Yeah.
And that is why that conflict comes, that whether we should pursue ethical values and then see whether success comes or not, which is actually not fully correct. You have so many ethical organizations. You have so many ethical individuals. Again, I take the name of Tata's. I take the name of Infosys. All these organizations have done us proud and they have great ethical systems. Of course, I can say that there are other organizations we do not have ethical systems. They are unethical in their approach and succeeded. So there are all sorts of people. There are ethical people who've succeeded. There are unethical people who've succeeded. So it is wrong to say that it is only by being unethical you'll succeed. The choice is yours. You can take a choice. Yes, it is tough to be ethical and be successful.
Right.
But it can become tougher to be unethical and maybe successful, because the chances that your unethical practices may be caught, you may end up being behind the bars. You know of so many businesses running away from India. They elsewhere, they were unethical in their ways. They are suffering. Some ethical people are also suffering. So there are all types of people, ethical people succeeding, ethical people failing, unethical people behind the bars, unethical people succeeding. So there are all examples that are available. Now, what we have to demonstrate to the youngster, that you don't have to necessarily be unethical to succeed in life, because there's so many people who followed ethical ways and have succeeded in life. So they have a choice.
Like a book you can suggest, or a person you can...
I don't know too many books, but my book, Ethical Dilemmas of a Civil Servant, is all about that.
I was about to ask you, like, your books talk about taking tough decisions and real dilemmas of life. So what message you want to give to youngsters, especially the Gen Zs, through your books?
My message to the youngsters would be, don't scout for short-term happiness.
Okay.
For long-term success or long-lasting success, you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice a few things. Without sacrifice, succeeding in life is very difficult. There may be stray cases where people have succeeded without sacrifice, but whether it is in sacrifices of what you like, what you should do, you should be able to chart your own course, and in charting that course, it would entail some sacrifices. So they should be disciplined, and discipline means some sacrifice.
So what's that one habit you have, like you feel it help you to succeed or to achieve your goals, and like people and youngsters especially, they can adopt
discipline. You have to be disciplined.
Right. So nowadays, most of the people, like everyone, they go for IAS, IPS, and they prepare for UPSC and subjects and all. What quality they need to develop in themselves to excel in their examination as well as in their career in this field?
See, for doing well in examination, there are 4 different attributes that are required. One, of course, acquisition of knowledge. Without knowledge, you cannot succeed. But the other 3 attributes are equally important, both for getting into the civil service and succeeding as a civil servant. And these skills are, number 1, skill of comprehension, your ability to understand quickly what comes before you, that grasp, that understanding. So one is comprehension. It takes time to develop that skill of comprehension. The second is analytical skills. So you may have knowledge sitting in your head, but if you're unable to analyze that knowledge appropriately, then you will not be able to express it appropriately. So analytical skills. And third, perhaps the most important one, is developing communication skills. You may have all those things sitting in your mind, you may have all the analytical skills, but if you're unable to express it logically, coherently, cogently, effectively, then you won't get marks. And even in service, you will not be able to get your work done if you are not a good communicator. So you have to become a good communicator.
Sir, out of context, like, I'm curious to know this. Many of the IAS officers or district magistrate, like, they'll do a lot of good work for the society, or for people have like posted in remote areas and all. But when it comes to politicians, they, when they fear of like something will expose or something not good going around, so they transfer them. So how, like,
I again don't totally agree with you. yes, transfer is something which happens to officers, but I've seen some very good, efficient officers having long tenures because they are able to deliver good, and every politician wants something good in his region. So if something good happens, he stands to take credit for it. So politicians do like very efficient officers. So it would be wrong to say that politicians are all against honest
I'm
officers.
recalling the name of that lady. She's IAS officer and somewhere around like North India, Bihar region mein.
So there are always examples and there
Yeah.
are exceptions. And we can't use those exceptions to prove that all politicians are like that. They aren't. I mean, I've had a career of 38 years and I've had good, bad, and ugly politicians. It's not that everyone was good. It is also not that everyone was bad. There were all sorts of good, bad, and ugly politicians. So you have to carve out a niche for yourself. You have to establish that you will not do anything wrong. And not all politicians want you to do everything wrong. Some of them do, but not all. And if they know that you will not do anything wrong, they will not ask you to do anything wrong. So it's not that difficult as it is made out to be, because I've seen a lot of very efficient, very honest officers doing well in the field. We should learn as to how they are doing, rather than saying that if I work honestly, then I will suffer. That doesn't happen actually always.
Sir, I want to know about the Nexus of Good movement. Like what made you feel start this?
So, Nexus of Good movement actually started with my understanding that there's a lot of good work happening in the society. But unfortunately, on account of our liking for everything that is masala, we enjoy the negative inputs that keep coming. We discuss them.
Yeah.
So that's the natural tendency of a human being, to look at negativity. But there's indeed a lot of good work. So what really needs to be done is to identify that good work, provide a platform to appreciate and highlight that good work, and then try see it could replicate it. This was the idea behind Nexus of Good, that if all the rascals and the ruffians of the world can come together and make life difficult for us, why shouldn't good people come together and spread goodness? Now this has caught on. We have 17 chapters in the country. We have annual awards program where we award people who are doing good work. We have a very vibrant portal where positive stories are published. Hundreds of stories are there. And it seems to be happening. People are realizing that there is a need for an alternative narrative of good work that is happening around, of goodness, and goodness seems to be spreading.
If like anyone wants to share or contribute to...
Very simple.
How?
It will take 10 seconds for you to become a member of Nexus of Good.
Oh, wow.
www.nexusofgood.com. Nexusofgood.com. That's it. You sign Nexus of Good on Google, it will take you there and you become a member and start contributing with positive stories.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.